There's nothing like cracking that cellophane and pulling that record out. It just smells great.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Non-stop hardcore energy.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Unlike any other.
With your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bod Father.
Man, this stuff rocks.
This is Zach Arcuri with 14 North, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey folks, welcome back to BODS Mayhem Hour podcast. As promised, I'm going to jump back on here and talk to you a little bit about Metallica and James Hetfield in recovery, where he had to cancel a couple of headlining shows. Metallica announced on February 24th they were canceling 2 headlining performances at music festivals because of frontman James Hetfield's ongoing health journey. In a written statement, Hetfield apologized to ticket holders for the Sonic Temple Festival in Columbus, Ohio, and Louder Than Life Festival in Louisville, Kentucky. Now, moving forward till now, several Danny Wimmer Presents music festivals, such as Welcome to Rockville in Florida, Epicenter in North Carolina, and Sonic Temple in Columbus, Ohio, are canceled due to COVID-19, aka the coronavirus. This is pretty scary, folks, and we're going to talk about that a little bit as well before we get into the interview. Also, Louder Than Life has added an additional day, and it's scheduled for September 17th through the 20th with Metallica headlining Thursday's opening night. So Louder Than Life is now going to be 4 days instead of 3. So if this gets canceled, this is going to be huge, which I hope this does not get canceled. I hope all this is subsided by then. Everything comes back together, because this coronavirus, this COVID-19 is very, very scary. It's like we've woken up to a real life horror movie. Before, everything was okay. Everybody did their everyday thing, go to work, come back home, chill out, go to concerts, do whatever. And now it's like you can't do nothing because we had to do social distancing to stop the spread of the coronavirus. Now we've got musicians and sports players that have the coronavirus. But let me just stop right there and say that our first responders need to be taken care of first. They need to be tested first and all this stuff. I'm sorry, but, entertainers, things like that, they're like us now. They should be on down the line. The first responders are the ones who need to come first, elderly and things like that. So that's my opinion. That's what I'm sticking to. That's what I want to say. Chuck Billy, also singer for thrash metal icons Testament, and his wife Tiffany tested positive for the coronavirus. And I quote, and this is what he said, how things changed overnight when he and other people on tour all contracted the coronavirus. Also, Testament's upcoming album is Titans of Creation. I mean, this virus is not just affecting not just certain individuals, it's affecting everybody. This is taking effect on everyone here. Also, yesterday, Rammstein, Till Lindemann was admitted to a hospital on the band's doctor's advice. He spent the night in intensive care, but has been moved. As he is feeling better, Till has tested negative for the coronavirus. So everybody's taking the precautions that they need to, and I swear, man, it's a very scary thing right now. Lots of things are shut down. Also want to give condolences to Megadeth's frontman Dave Mustaine. He lost his sister, so condolences to Dave and his family. Also, I'm going to shut up here because coming up on BODS Mayhem Hour podcast is Zach Arcuri, lead guitarist of 14 North. 14 North have released their new debut album, What Is the Feeling, back in February via Pavement Entertainment. So check it out, sit back, relax, enjoy the podcast. Hopefully I'll do some more of this intro stuff, but I'm having a lot of problems out in my mixer right now, and hopefully I'll have that fixed pretty quickly. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Hey, everybody. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bod Father, and as always, I'm bringing you guys and gals awesome interviews. Today, it's an honor and a privilege to have Zach Arcuri, lead guitarist of 14 North. 14 North have released their new debut album, What Is the Feeling, back in February 21st via Pavement Entertainment. You can catch 14 North on tour right now with Flaw, Gabrielle, and the Apocalypse, Jump the Fall, and of course, 14 North is the special guest on this tour as well. So we're talking to Zach about all this. So Zach, how's it going, man? And welcome to the show.
It's going good, man. Thanks for having me on.
No problem whatsoever. So how's it been working with Pavement Entertainment so far?
It's been great, man. I love those guys. They've done a lot for us so far, and they're super cool guys, real good to work with. Definitely like them a lot.
So let's talk about this. What was your reaction when you knew that they were looking at you guys to possibly sign you? What was your reaction, man?
It was cool, dude. This is my first project, and for it to already go this far and for it to get where it's got, and someone like that be interested in us was unreal for me. They noticed us almost immediately after we were done in the studio recording, and it was super cool to hear that somebody was interested in us like that.
Looking back now and getting together in your garage, what was your expectations at that time? Did you think this band would come as far as it has possibly?
No, not at all. When me and my friends got together and started this project, we just wanted to play together. None of us had really played in any bands before, and we just wanted to jam and write music and, play a couple shows around town here and there. And I don't think any of us ever thought it would get to this point.
What's impressed or excited you the most about making the new debut album? What is the feeling, if anything, man? What sticks out the most for you personally?
Just hearing people's reactions from it is it's super rewarding when someone reaches out and say, "Hey, man, I really relate to this song," or this has helped me get through something. Like that's the most rewarding part of getting this album out there is when someone can relate to it.
How long did it take to write and complete this album?
It's been a while. It took we started this project back in 2016, and I think we got into the studio around 2017. So it's been a couple years, man. It's been 3 or 4 years almost.
Any tracks standing out more to you than any right now on the debut album? I know it must change every time that you listen to it because I know you're close to these songs. I know these are like your babies, but are there any that stand out for you personally?
Personally, of course I've got favorites. I definitely think that our track Sunburns Out is a super strong one. Break, that one's being pushed on the radio right now. That one's got a special place in my heart. And Face Down, that was one of the first ones we went into the studio with. So those three are definitely my babies, my tops.
Was it hard to choose between the current set of songs? Which one would be the first single you wanted to release for this album, or was it hands down Out of Control, which is part of a 3-part song series from you guys right now?
Yeah, we went back and forth on it for months, and I think we changed it 3 or 4 times, and finally went back to the one we originally picked. And yeah, it's I think Break's the one now. Why
do a 3-song set? Let's talk about that. How did this come about, and why did you guys want to go that route?
Yeah, we've got 3 videos. And each of them is a different chapter XIV for 14, and they kind of tie into each other and tell a story. And we've got chapter X and chapter I out right now, and we'll be releasing the last chapter here pretty soon. And you'll kind of get the idea of what we're trying to say whenever you see the last video.
Writing the new songs, does it challenge or push you to show your versatility of your songwriting from song to song, man?
Yeah, definitely. It's hard to come up with something that's never been done before nowadays, and we don't really try to do that. Our sound is pretty straight up the middle, and nothing too fancy. We just wanted it to be kind of like a raw 90s rock sound, but yeah, it's definitely a challenge always writing new music.
How was working with producer Damian Starkey, who's worked with Puddle of Mud, Burn Season, and Society Red? He kind of pretty much molded you guys. Did he get something out of you that maybe somebody else might not have gotten out of you guys?
I definitely think that. We went into the studio and we had a pretty good idea of what we wanted our sound to be, but we were kind of all over the place. We had songs that were obviously in different genres, and we all kind of had different music influences, but kind of all settled in that same, we want to be like a kind of like a 90s grunge band. And he definitely shaped our sound, dude. He's a really cool guy to work with. He's become a good friend of mine now, and we had a lot of fun making this album over the years. And yeah, Damon's the man.
Could you see yourself working back with him again?
Yeah, totally. I'll definitely be working with him again in the future.
Do you still see this band musically growing? Do you still want to push that envelope? Do you still want to push outside that box for 14 North?
I think it's definitely a sound that we're all happy with. I think we all love it, but just when we get together and jam nowadays versus when we were writing this album, we're kind of exploring and experimenting with different styles and just kind of not really trying to change it up too much, but just doing something a little different. I don't see it going too far out of the range of what we have.
What do you hope everyone takes away, or message you hope they hear while listening to any of 14 North's music in general? What do you hope they get from it?
Like I said before, I hope that somebody can relate to it. You know, we have a very strong message to our lyrics and to our songs, and like I said, it's very rewarding when someone comes to me and says, "Hey, man, I can really relate to this," or "Help me get through something." But I also hope some people just listen to it and just enjoy it, you know, just enjoy some good old rock. Not a lot of people are doing this kind of style anymore, so I hope it'll kind of give people a breath of fresh air, something they haven't heard in a while. What
does 14 North bring to the table for music that's not out there as of right now, if anything? I mean, I know no one's reinventing the wheel, but what do you guys add to that wheel?
Yeah, no one's really reinventing the wheel right now, that's for sure. Kind of like what I just said. We got a sound that's already been done, you know, we know that, but nobody else is really doing it right now. You know, I maybe could name a couple other bands that are up and coming that have a similar sound to us. Yeah, we're trying to bring the underdog spirit of grunge back to the people, man. That's us.
What made you want to become a musician? What was that spark for you that said, yeah, that's what I want to do right there?
I grew up kind of messing around with guitars at my grandfather's house, and I was always interested, but it's funny enough, when I saw the movie School of Rock when I was a kid, that's what did it for me with Jack Black, was seeing those kids play. I was like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to be a rock star. And obviously I'm not a rock star, but that's what really sparked my interest in being a musician.
Close enough, man. I mean, you guys are out on tour right now, so I mean that's at least living half the dream.
Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but you're right. It's very cool.
Is there a country that stands out or shocks you that 14 North gets support from already, man? Have you seen any airplay from overseas, possibly?
Yeah, I think I have seen some airplay from over in the UK, and I think I saw a list the other day of our radio report, and it was a whole bunch of different countries. And you know, we get people to message us on social media, Facebook and Instagram from, you know, all sorts of different crazy places, Russia, Brazil. And I'm like, how does this even get out to you guys? How did you hear this? And it's so cool to know that there's people in different countries listening to us.
So when you were younger, did you have that go-to album or that go-to song that just made you escape and made everything all right, like everything's going to be great?
I listened to there's a lot of road trips when I was a kid with Tom Petty's greatest hits and Aerosmith and some AC/DC albums, and I think my dad had the Back in Black album, and we listened to those on repeat on road trips. But the album that mostly stands out to me and I think is a complete masterpiece is Nevermind by Nirvana. I can listen to the whole album and not even think about skipping a track, and I can't say that for a lot of albums.
Yeah, that's a great album. I mean, you cannot go wrong with Tom Petty.
No.
Not at all.
No, you cannot. No, sir.
And that sucks that we lost him, too.
Yeah, I was really bummed about that, man. He was about to be coming to Florida right before he passed away, and I had planned to go see him, and he passed away right before I could get to him.
Folks, you want to get out and pick up 14 North's debut album, What Is the Feeling? Also, check out their videos. You will not be disappointed. So, Zach, how can folks stay in touch with you guys? Buy some merchandise, tour dates, especially the tour that you got going on with Flaw right now. How can they do that, man?
You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at 14 North Band, and our website is 14northband.com as well. Keep up with us on there.
And before I let you go, would you care to do a promo for the show?
Yeah, for sure. This is Zach Arcuri with 14 North, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great stuff coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour podcast. Please get out, check out our Facebook page. It has our podcast link, and plus it has our YouTube link. Also, you can listen to BODS Mayhem Hour podcast on iTunes, iHeartRadio podcast. You can listen to it on Spotify podcast, all over the place for podcasting. We are there. We have links everywhere. And also, please get out and support 14 North. You will not be disappointed. Zach, I wish you guys nothing but the best of luck from here on out, man.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it, and thanks for having me on.
Not a problem. Rock out for us.
I will. Take it easy.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.